Hi Virgo, and welcome to your November 2020 general reading. So I pulled some Lenormands. Well, I pulled three actually. The first one I pulled was a lady. So this lady is waiting for something. Okay, so the sun's in Scorpio. In your natural zodiac, not your birth chart, but your natural zodiac, that will be your third house of communication. Okay, now I don't use the natural zodiac in my birth chart readings, but it's definitely got a story to tell. So this is about, she's waiting on some sort of communication, and I asked what she was waiting for, and we got the man. So the man's sitting there. What's interesting, I never noticed before, he's got a flower in his hand, but he's not acting. Yeah, he's just sitting there. So these are two figures. It's obviously the male, female, but they're both not coming to meet. Okay, I think this is about communication, and I asked what the connection was or what the resolve was, and we got the Rider card. So the Rider is the number one. It's about action, it's about a new beginning, and it's about setting forth in a new pathway, the Rider. It's definitely a yes card, and I don't know who I want to move the most. I think I want him to move, because I don't know, she looks very, very ready to receive him. There's a lack, within these cards, there's a lack of action. The male principle is Mars, it's her ability to act. Now, I don't know if this is coming from you, or it's a dynamic in a relationship, or it's a dynamic in life in general. So maybe some Virgos are feeling a little bit inert. Like the Four of Cups is a card that you know, there's a feeling that nothing's happening. So I'd be very, very surprised if you weren't feeling like that with Mars retrograde, because no one's got access to that Mars energy when it's in retrograde. So it's an inner process. And the Rider would be Mars direct, which is taking action. I think it goes direct about mid-month. So by the end of the month is when that principle to go forward will be very, 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 very powerful. Okay, so I'm not going to say any more until I try and work out what's going on in the cards. That was quite an interesting little picture going on there, Virgo, there. So give me a set of cards which might reflect the Lenormands, or might take a whole different ballgame. You know, see with the cards, you get the message that you're meant to, even if it doesn't feel relevant, if it doesn't feel, that's not my life, it's got a message, and it's not about me. The oracle speaks directly to you. So give me a set of cards, please, for Virgo, because I think this is about setting forth in a new direction, but with the frustration of still dealing with a retrograde. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles with the Judgment card. So the Seven of Pentacles is a waiting card. I mean, look, it just is. She's gone with her basket to see, oh, is it time to reap yet? Is it time to harvest? And we never quite know what she's doing, but she's in a sacred pause, which you could probably say is the whole 2020. It's with the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is, this is about coming out of a little bit of a dark night of the soul, okay? Judgment card works with the Death card. That's a cycle of life. We sometimes go into very challenging personal places, and the Judgment card is coming out of it. Yeah, so light shining again, feeling joy again, feeling gratitude, feeling happy to be alive. Love the Judgment card, and everyone watching, I really, really hope this stirring of potential is happening for you. So what you want is the King of Wands. This could be a person. Again, it could be about you. The gift is a Two of Wands, yeah. It's that waiting energy. That man and female just sort of staring at each other, but not doing anything. The challenge is the Queen of Cups. Relationships, the Four of Swords, yeah, look. Money and work, the Page of Swords. So some news is coming in around money and work. Information you've been waiting for, some sort of potential exciting beginning the pages tend to hold. The Sun at soul level, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then the Fool. What an outstanding reading, Virgo. Look. And you know what, I'm going to tell you a little story. And I do read for a lot of Virgos, actually. Probably one of the signs I read for the most. When the Sun card shows up, it's only ever got one message. And when I do it, because I do read for myself, and very, very lightly, if the Sun card shows up in the reading, I don't even bother doing the reading. Yeah. Because I know whatever question I've got in my mind, whatever confusion I've got in my mind, that it's going to a complete resolve. And I guarantee you it is. Because that's what the Sun card means. It's all that it means. Okay? Illumination, clarity, clarity after confusion. And the Fool card is the brand new beginning. It's the Rider card. It's propelling your life forward into a new direction. So what you want is the King of Wands. So the King of Wands might be a person who would be a fire sign person. It doesn't have to be another person. But if it is, the gift of the Two of Wands. So both of these cards would, if this was just for you, you already know, deep down, you do know the direction that you want to go in, because he's got the Ace in his hand, and the King of Wands is very much, it's like Leo, and Leo rules our solar principle, our self-actualization, and it doesn't matter what sun sign we are, that's what Leo rules in the birth chart. Our sense of potentiality, why we came to be in this planet, why we're here, this unique energy that we're here to give. And there's an energy about that, but I cannot help thinking for some of you this is about not knowing what comes next in a relationship dynamic. And there's not a lot of activity there with that Four of Swords, and that would reflect that man and woman just not doing anything. So So this reading, if the relationship house looks quite quiet, which I will clarify, this really isn't about as much about relationships. It's about that Rider card. It's about moving forward, bringing this creative pulse into the world. Very interesting as we move towards next month, and really going into the Aquarius time, which is the age of individuation, following the heart, finding your unique voice and manifesting it. Because everything gets resolved when we resolve that, by the way. All our relationships fall into place when we're living in our true north. Yeah. So wanting this King of Wands might be about wanting this solar energy, wanting this sense of actualizing. What's the Two of Wands about then as the gift? Because the fork in the road is, it's like coming to a point in your life where a decision has to be made. Yeah. About the next step. And it's clarified with the Eight of Wands, which is about a lot of communication, a lot of very dynamic fire energy. And fire always moves outwards to find an expression. Now, because the way the cards have fell, I think that's probably more about your place in the world, your work, your finances. Because we're all here to manifest our sun energy. And our sun energy has got a very, very unique purpose to serve. And I think that's what this is about. I think there is a relationship dynamic, and I think it's just, it's very, very odd dynamic. It's almost like there's nothing going on. And even though the lady's waiting, the man's got a flower in his hand, there's no movement. The challenge is the Queen of Cups and the Four of Swords showing up. So this is lack of movement in a relationship. Why is the Four of Swords here, please? It's the High Priestess. Going within, they're both very deeply yin cards. So going within, that sacred pause, that resting. And I would just say the action then is going to be around that Page of Swords. What's the Page of Swords doing here? There might be some news coming your way, okay? The Page of Swords tends to bring news, tends to bring some sort of delivery to you. It can be a phone call, it can be a message, you might be researching into something, you might be taking some sort of steps into making something happen. Okay, so it's with the Seven of Cups, but then it's with the Ace of Wands again. So literally the pages are the aces. They're just beginning to build a picture. So they're taking action to make something happen. And this is going on around your career. So I think some of you are trying to burst forward and unleash your solar energy into the world. Remember, we come here to resolve so much in our lives, particularly our relationships, where we carry unfinished business. And we just keep meeting these people until we learn to finish the business. But our solar energy is untouched. It's this creative burst that we're here to share with everyone, because the sun shines for everyone, regardless of colour, regardless of class, regardless of anything. And this is what our solar purpose is, to bring this energy into the world. And that's really, really what's desiring here. The Seven of Cups is always a little bit foggy. The Two of Wands is the gift. The fog is not a punishment, Virgo. Okay? It's tends to be very, very Neptunian, which is obviously your opposite house. So when we get very Neptune energy or we're confused, it's serving a purpose, yeah? And the purpose is generally about, it can be a bit inquiring. What do I really want to do? You know, what I mean, the Grail question is, how can I serve? That is the Grail question. But that is really, really what these cards are about, because it looks like there's some pause in your relationship dynamics. Now, if we don't see that as an issue and see it as the way that it's meant to be, it's sometimes, you know, the law of physics. If we take the energy away from one area and give it to another area, and the area that your soul's trying to get to, again, is, it's bringing forward its unique song. Because every single one of us has got a unique song to sing. And that can be played out in any area of what we do in our daily lives. But that's exactly why your energy has been so concentrated and focused. And the real question is, how can I serve? Not how can I get, but how can I serve? The Fool card is the Rider card. This is about going forward to a brand new sense of purpose, which is fantastic timing because of the big conjunctions in December, which I think next month's readings will all be about. They're all happening in Aquarius. It's when a really clear decision is going to have to be made about what path you're walking down. And as we walk into the age of Aquarius, we're walking into the age of now I see, now I have clarity, now I have this sense of my own unique destiny to bring forward. Because that's what this reading's about. And as I always tell you, Virgo, in esoteric tradition, until we understand the Virgo principle, we will not get to evolve. And it's and the Virgo Pisces axis is always about serving humanity in one way or another, but not in a self-sacrificing way. That's what the age we're leaving behind. This is in a very creative, very, very passionate way, where your heart, following your heart, following what your heart really wants and bringing it forward into the world. And I think that's why relationships, it's almost like there's a pause here. I'm going to ask another question about what's going on here, because there is a story, and I don't dislike that story, to tell you the truth. I really don't. Yeah, it is about connection. Like, you get the swans. Yeah, so, but there's obviously a connection here, and for some reason it's gone in, there's nothing moving in it. I mean, I understand the law of physics. It's because energy wants to go here. There's absolutely no doubt about it, by the way. But no one's moving forward in it. I'm going to try and ask why no one's moving forward. Hold on. I want one card about why no one's moving forward. Oh, you get the lady again. It's like someone's, it's like there's a waiting game. They're just waiting. I'm going to ask why again, Virgo, because you've got my curiosity gone. And sometimes the cards just won't answer it. And the reason why they won't answer it is because that cycle's not ready to come to fruition yet. That's when we tend to get the moon and the hanged man. It's like, just forget it. The reason that we incarnated is to bring our solar energy into the world. And relationships are the extension of it. It's like, that's our cake, and the cherry is our relationships. Why is this pause? Okay, so you get the Death card. It can be Scorpio, or it can be some sort of change. Some sort of change that someone's going through. One of the people might be in a little bit of a challenging set of life circumstances, because what was interesting is when I looked at that man, he wanted to move forward with this rose, but he almost looked very, very deflated. Like his back was all screwed up, which means losing your oomph, losing your, you know, the spinal column, that power. It's just that this looks like there's quite a big story going on here, Virgo. And really, only you viewing really know the answer to it. But this beautiful Fool, do you want to clarify the Fool? Do you want any more story around the Fool card? Because this is propelling, this is like this is the starter codon. And the starter codon is what's going to be triggered in December the 21st. And it's possibly a brand new restart for the whole of humanity. And I want my Virgo viewers to be ready for it. And if you're dealing with someone who's in some sort of process, we have to let them be in their process. We just have to let them be. So the Queen of Cups is a challenge, is not interfering, not rescuing. Yeah. Not sometimes going forward. One of the hardest things to do, Virgo, is to allow people to have their processes. Yeah, we can't help it. We want to mend, we want to fix, we want to help. And sometimes the best thing to do is to stop and allow them to find their strength. Unless it's a child or someone who's elderly, or to say we have to let them find a way. The Fool's a very, very exciting card. And then you get the Queen of Wands with it, and it's almost like you're so empowered. Yeah, you're so empowered and ready to burst forward. And remember, you've got a very, very key component that we need, yeah, to really, really birth this new chapter we're moving forward to. It's almost like Virgo holds a bit of the key to it. And my son's Virgo, and I keep looking at him and going, what is the mystery that you hold? What is it? I think it's something to do with service. I think it's something to do with probably humility. I don't know yet. I sort of do and I don't. I think sometimes I struggle to find the words, but you're getting really ready for this December energy. And there's just something interesting in your relationships. It's either you or the other person are going through a process. I always just send blessings to the person, but my rule is it has to be non-interference. Okay? Much love, Virgo, and I'll see you later. Bye.